We'll read responsibly Psalm 8. O Lord our God, how majestic is your name in the earth.
You whose glory is chanted above the heavens, out of the mouths of babes and children.
You have set up a fortress against your enemies, to silence the foe and avenge.
When I consider the heavens, the works of your fingers, the moon and the stars who have set in their courses.
What are mere mortals that you should be mindful of them? Human beings, you should care for them.
Yet you have made us and divine, with glory and honor you crown them.
You have made them rule over the works of your hands.
You have put all things under their feet.
All flocks and cattle, even the wild beasts of the field.
The birds of the air, the fish of the sea, and whatever passes along the paths of the sea.
O Lord our God, how majestic is your name in all the earth.
St. John, the 16th chapter.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus said, I have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. For he will not speak on his own, but will speak whatever he hears. And he will declare to you the things that are to come. He will glorify me, because he will take what is mine and declare it to you. All that the Father has is mine. For this reason I said, he will take what is mine and declare it to you. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
You may be seated. If there is one thing that the explosion on the Deepwater Horizon platform and the subsequent devastation that it has and will cause should teach us, is that we are not God. We are not even particularly good stewards of God's creation. But still, we would like to be God, and so we act like little gods all the time, putting our faith in ourselves and what we can do. Sometimes, as in the case of the oil spill, there is not much you can do. Even if you're the President of the United States, you can't plug it or roll back the tides to keep the oil from drifting ashore. He's at the same mercy of the BP engineers as are the turtles and the pelicans. And so he, along with the rest of us, can only wait and watch and pray that God's good creation is not irreparably damaged by something we have done. If that is not a good place to start, neither is it helpful to remember that this is the Sunday we honor those who gave the last full measure of devotion in humanity's most inhumane creation, war. We remember their bravery. We give thanks for their courage. We enjoy the blessing of liberty that their sacrifices bestowed on us. But anybody who has ever studied war as history knows of its hellish nature. Yet still we wage it, sometimes in the name of God, acting as if what we do in the senseless cycle of terror and retribution somehow furthers God's name. And if the war is not someplace far away, it is on the streets of our city. This year, 24 Chicago public school children have been killed in gun violence. If that happened all at once, the city would be apoplectic. Put one here and another one there, and before you know it, we have a slow-speed massacre. According to the Chicago Tribune's webpage, just this morning, there were 21 shootings and 1 death in Chicago last night. Living in some neighborhoods, your chances of getting caught in crossfire are greater here than they are in Baghdad. Now, if you think the church may be a little out of touch this Sunday as we tackle the weighty doctrine of the Trinity, think again. For there is no greater need than now for a God who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The doctrine of the Trinity didn't derive out of any theological necessity, but from a need of the people to know that God creates, redeems, and sustains His world. Yet, as Peter Hawkins of Boston University puts up, preachers inevitably feel the need, not to mention the terrible burden, to explain. Men and women who ordinarily would not be caught dead with a prop in the pulpit have been known to show up with an egg, shell, white, yolk, or an apple that is, at the same time, tree, fruit, and seed. Embarrassment is palpable on all sides. If the preacher is close to his or her seminary years, he or she will likely reject such homey analogies and discuss the early church councils responsible for Trinitarian doctrine. As a result, the day becomes a celebration of an idea rather than what I think it was meant to be. A glimpse of God as a community of persons. The first way we get that glimpse is in creation. When we take our older students in Parkview to wall camp, part of the program is always astronomy. This year, a local high school teacher came in and gave a great lecture. And then we all went outside and looked at the night sky.